Alright boys, we're going to show the Manticore here with the M8 coil and that mighty Deus 2 with the HF2 coil. That's a small coin, a 1845 half diamond. You see that elevated nail over it there. You see that? We're going to look at single frequency on both of these, and we're going to look at multi-frequency. This is 40 kilohertz on this machine, or thereabouts. It's got frequency shift on it via noise cancel. Speed 8. I'm going to come across it so you can hear the real live audio on this thing. You hear that? Depth audio. You hear how loud that is. Here's an angle sweep from about 4 inches. You see that? Now the hard way. And I'm cheating the coil. But there's coming straight over that dime. That's what you hear in that machine at speed 8, speed 6. You hear that little tinkle bell in there, Tinkerbell sounding tone? But again, here's the full-fledged kind of signal. Speed 5, straight over that dime from 2 inches, 3 inches. You hear that? So on an old site, you know, you want to really be able to listen to this single frequency, okay? You hear that? Low hit, light hit, sweep. Would you stop on that in a wild and a polluted site? I don't know. Okay. Multi-IQ. All-terrain low conductors. Speed 5, open disc pattern, upper ferrous limits. We're going to look at 7. Alright? Straight over the center of that coin like I was in 40 kilohertz from 2 inches. 3 inches. I'm mashing the horseshoe button. I'm cheating the coil. You see that? I'm bringing the nose of that coil back there so I can catch some of that dime and less of that nail. What do you hear? Speed 7. I'm cheating the coil. You see that? 2 inches, 3 inches. Speed 6. I'm cheating that coil. Going back to speed 7, I'm going to turn on that dime. You see what angle I'm at? And I'm going to straighten up a little bit. You see that? So approach angle to that scenario there running multi-frequency is limited. Okay. Now remember that signal this thing was given in 40 kilohertz wasn't knock your socks off. Okay. I've got the speaker on this thing maxed. I'm back in 40 kilohertz. Speed 6. You hear that? I've got the camera down there where you can maybe hear that. It's nothing like this, is it? You see what I'm talking about? Now that was upper ferrous limits number 7. Multi-IQ. There's upper ferrous limits 5. Speed 6. I'm cheating the coil. 2 inches over that nail, actually I'm closer to the nail than 2 inches, over that half dime. You see what I'm doing? Straight over it. Speed 7. Speed 4. Speed 8. Upper ferrous limits number 5. I'm back at speed 6. I'm going to cut across here like so. 2 I'm starting to turn. You see what happened there. Now I'm at speed 7. You see the angle I'm sweeping at, that's 2 inches, 3 inches, 4 inches. I get a little signal there, and I'm going to straighten up. There's 4 inches. But that's not the hard way exactly. You see that? There's the hard way. Okay, we're going to turn the camera off. That half dab and that nail are not moving. And we're turning the Manticore off. Alright, HF2 Coil's fired up. We're just looking at the fast program. Silencer 2. I've got a notch of 00 to 38. Pitch tones, no bottle cap. Silencer is 2. The sensitivity is 95. Frequency max band 53. Reactivity 2. Straight over the top of that half dime. That's 3 inches. 4, 5, 6. That's 1, 2. Now if I start getting down close, sweeping over the center of it, like right there, see where I'm at down close? If I back that coil up, I get signal anywhere up in there. Now that's the 53 kilohertz band. Here's the 89. That's real close to it. That's about 2.5 inches. That's the hard way. All right. That's reactivity 2, reactivity 2.5. No go, you see that. Reactivity 1.5. All right, now that is silencer 2 now. Max frequency band was 53. Here's 1.5 at 53 kilohertz. Fast sweep, slow sweep. Can't get down super duper close to that nail though, okay? Speed 4. A no-go. Speed 2. Okay. Deus mono, 6.6 Deus. 43 kilohertz. Speed 2. Silencer 1. Nothing. Even cheating that coil. 43 kilohertz is a no-go. 63.2 kilohertz. Silencer 1, a no-go. And that's with that disc I told you. 6.6. We have to run the disc higher. If we go to silencer 0, what happens? Let me turn the sensitivity up. It's quiet. It's a no-go. If I rotate, you hear that. Getting shaky there, though. You see that. Shaky, shaky right there, boys. That was 63.2 kilohertz. Speed 2. Speed 2.5. Ain't nothing there. 88.3 kilohertz. Speed 2. A 7 disc. Okay, and the silencer is at 0. So cheating in the coil there, I get some signal. Okay, increase the silencer to 1. Signal degraded, but I still hear it. I'm going back to silencer 0. .8 kilohertz. That's silencer 0. Very weak signal. 67.7. Even knowing where that is, it would be hard to find. 86.4. So it works better up around the upper 80s region, okay? Now we're in the highest band. We'll just see what happens here. That's 111 kilohertz. So I do have signal there, okay? Cheating the coil, half dime is coming out. I'm gonna lay it right there. There's the 111. Iron tone. 88 gave some performance there. Iron tone. Fast program. Reactivity 2 gave some signal. Remember, I've got notch in the machine. We don't hear anything. The half dime's back in there again. Now, just for curiosity's sake, let's shift this half dime. I've shifted it. What happens? Let's shift it the other way. It's shifted that way. What happens? So we still hear it. That's going to conclude the video.